welcome to or back to Happy for Now. It's me, Isabel, here with my February reset. We're going to talk about what's coming up in February. You would have gotten some B-roll of me shopping already, because I did go book shopping. We'll talk about it. We will talk about it in a minute, okay? But this is where I tell you about what's going on in the next month, where to expect to see me besides in my videos, and just some of the books I have on my radar to potentially pick up. I'm definitely not the most responsible TBR follower, but we are trying because I found a new app / reading tracker that lets you like plan your month's reads, and I have a couple goals I've set in there and some things like that. So we're gonna attempt, and I'm gonna just take you through everything that's going on. We have a couple big updates on things that are happening and things that I'm abandoning ship on just because life has become too much. So we are just saying never mind for now. So first things first, let's talk about lives, read-alongs, all that good stuff. February 18th at 9 Eastern or 8 Central, I will be live with the group for the Moss-along read-along. I'm going to be very curious how people feel about these last two books. I think for me, revisiting these books has been fascinating because I haven't read them in so long. So I'm very curious to see what we all think of them, especially because we're doing a tandem read. But we will be live discussing Empire of Storm and Tower of Dawn. Yeah, those two. And yeah, I mean, some critical thoughts happening there. This is not just a read it and don't think about it situation. Anyways, I'm really curious to see what a lot of people think of these two. Then we have the best announcement for you, which is the 24ish and 48 is back. I will be live with May from February 14th through the 16th. We're going to be live throughout the weekend, attempting to read for 24-ish hours total in a 48-ish hour time span. We'll start Friday night. We'll end Sunday morning, probably. So we'll see how this all works out. But yeah, we will be live and in person. So we're both very, very excited for this. We also are going to be building this Lego set together, possibly these two Lego sets, but for sure the typewriter set that I'll show you here. And then there's also like a little ornament heart wreath that I'm getting and she has that we're also probably going to build. So if you want to join us and build the same sets as us too, feel free to. No pressure. But we're here to be your Galentines / Palentines again. So we will be back. We also have in March another like a mini round planned, like a 12 and 24-ish situation happening. So get excited. But yeah, I am just so pumped for February. I feel like we have a lot of good things coming. The other thing is members. We will be reading The Fake Boyfriend Fiasco by Talia Hibbert. It does count potentially for you for one of the 25 and 2025 prompts. I won't tell you which one, but it could work potentially for one of the prompts. All right, let's talk about Read What You Own, because this is the big thing, right? Am I reading down my TBR? Did I successfully do so in the month of January? And I'm adding books here because I am going to read these before the end of the month. I'm already 2 in of the like 6 I'm going to read, 7 I'm going to read, whatever it is. So I will have lowered my TBR by 19 books in the month of January. This feels so good. I unhauled 7 books. I DNF'd 4. I brought in 14 books, but I read 22. So my unhaul and DNF and read obviously amounted to more than I brought in. So it's fantastic news. That's a good progress. The ones I brought in, as you saw, I went to Barnes on a little shopping trip. I have a vlog project in February where I'm reading a lot of my volume 1s, if not all of my volume 1s for you in a video. So because of that project, there were a couple of new volume 1s I really wanted to get, and I had money at Barnes, so I was able to pick them up. I'm still counting them against myself and setting a new rule for myself with Read What You Own. Like if a manga comes in, I have to read it in the next month. So on Pagebound, which is this new TBR Goodreads-esque thing I'm trying, I have a plan and I put all the books that came in this month into my Pagebound. Like, so all the manga I picked up in January is now in my Pagebound for February, and that means I need to read them. So I'm hoping this kind of keeps me accountable to that. And like I said, I still feel really good about the start of this project because I am making strides. I am taking steps, and it's gonna be pushes forward for a while like this before in the summer I will probably start trying a chapter and or just mass deleting certain things off my Kindle. That may be what we do. I'm not sure yet. I'm trying not to do a ton of like just deleting things without trying them yet because I feel like that's cathartic, but also kind of defeats what I'm trying to do here, which is reading down a lot of it and or DNFing a lot of it. Okay, next we have the hardest reading challenge of the year, which I've been loving. I'm just mentally right now in 2025, January 2025, kind of tapped out on it. I would like to return when they do 2.0, and I will be trying it again because I do really like this challenge. I think it's a really great challenge, but I have too many other challenges going on to do this and the hardest reading challenge, because on top of my Read What You Own, I'm also doing 25 and 2025 project with my members. Like, there's a lot happening, and I just don't know that I can do the hardest reading challenge and that. I feel like they are almost like battling each other in a weird way. So yeah, I'm just gonna step back from the challenge and see what happens. I may pick it back up in a month or two and see if I'm able to like kind of get the rest through, because I will have read a lot of new releases, but I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure right now. So we're going to pause in the act of self-care this year and like making sure I'm prioritizing what I need to prioritize for myself, taking a step back. I'm really excited to see how everyone does though for it. Let's talk about February arcs, because there's a lot. There's a lot. So on Thursday, you're getting an arc vlog, and that will have some of these, but I tried to include ones that I haven't read yet that I do want to read this month. So we have Deep End by Allie Hazelwood, which I just finished, and I just wanted to shout out that it's in the vlog on Thursday. I finished it. I loved it. I'm obsessed. So good news there. We also have Never Planned on You by Lindsay Hammeroff. And I softy enough to this already, but I'm keeping it here because I may pick it back up. This was a softy enough because I personally am so not in the mood for contemporaries right now. At least not regular contemporaries. So like when we talk about what I want to read this month, well, you'll see what I'm saying. Like I have one on this list that I think I will read in February. But I think February is going to be a lot of paranormal, sci-fi, and everything but contemporaries. Because I just think I might scream if I read another contemporary. Which I know sounds weird because I just read Deep End and loved it. But that's like a sports romance, which is not the same as like just contemporary. I hope that makes sense to someone else. Because I feel weird when I say it. But I think people will get it. But yeah, I softy enough to this. I want to return to it. But it is not for me right now. I'm not in the mood for it. I'm not in the mood for that kind of contemporary. I'm just not. I don't know what I want to read completely, but like I said, it's not contemporaries. Then we have Kiss of the Basilisk, formerly Split or Swallow by Lindsay Straub. I got this arc in late January, so not in time to read it for the vlog. I also have the KU edition, but I know it's a longer book. I don't know if the book got split into 2 for publication, but I would like to try and read this, give it a try, see what I think. I've heard a lot of things about it. I've heard it's really good. I've heard people I mostly have heard it's really good. It's just long, so we're gonna try. And then last but not least, the only contemporary I plan to try and read this month is First Time Caller by BK Borison. This will be my first ever BK Borison, but I'm really, really curious about it. I got it from my Penguin Random House audio app. I also am curious because it's like Sleepless in Seattle, but like current time. He's a radio host, and her daughter calls in and she catches her on the phone, and like he is a big like cynic about love. So I'm very, very curious and I want to try it. So we're just going to see if I like it or not. And I don't know. I really don't know yet. But I'm intrigued. Next, for my potentials. Again, you're going to notice a handful of sports romances here. But I really am leaning to not a lot of anything else. Anything too contemporary if it's not dark. So I want to read Leather and Lark by Brynne Weaver because Scythe and Sparrow also comes out this month. So I'd like to just wrap up the trilogy. These are all dark serial killer romances, so I consider that, again, it's contemporary, but it's not. So yeah, I'm really excited for these, and I would like to go ahead and just read the last 2 books in the series and finish the series. Then I have 2 by an author that I adore and would just like to read more from. So I have Outdrawn by Deanna Gray and Team Players. Outdrawn is a sapphic workplace romance. Again, it is contemporary, so I may not end up picking it up, but it's kind of on my like potential if I decide I want a contemporary list. And then I have Team Player, which is the second book in her college hockey romance. And then it has a female hockey player and a male hockey player. Hockey books are not the same as a regular contemporary for me. I will tell you that. Like, they kind of fall in this weird palette cleanser range. So I have a couple of those on here for myself. We'll see how that goes. The other hockey book on my TBR is High Sticking the Heart by Maria M. This is by Marie Marabella, whose dark romances I've really enjoyed. So I would like to read this. I just got it from KU. I think, again, hockey romances sometimes are a nice switch up to the TBR, to the like reading of contemporaries. Yeah, I'm hopeful that I get to that. I also have an arc that is from last year that I need to read because the new book comes out, so it wasn't in the arc vlog, and that is Finley Donovan Rolls the Dice. I would like to read this one so that I can then read Finley Donovan Digs Her Own Grave sooner than later, so I could be current on those arcs. Because you're going to have a NetGalley check-in, and I'm going to be really upset with myself if I have not made solid progress. We all know that. So we're going to hopefully keep pushing. Another one on my list for this month is Heat and Run by Adriana Herrera. This came out at the end of December, I believe. And this is a sapphic Omegaverse, so I would really, really like to pick this up this month. I think it just seems like such a fun option. Another thing I'm going to try is The Marionettes by Katie Weismer. This is the oldest book on my KU right now, so I would like to read a chapter and see if I'm in the mood for it. If I'm not in the mood for it, I'm probably going to put it back on my wish list and come back to it at another time. So we're going to try at least a chapter of that. I also would like to read more Drea Anderson. She wrote a vampire novella that I loved, and I have a bunch of freebies from her during the Black Reader Appreciation event. have like 3 in one of her series at least from her on that. So I would like to try them, see what I think, because again, I'm not wanting to read contemporaries, and it's such a weird place to be in because I just keep getting contemporaries everywhere. Let's talk about the manga. In fact, I'm going to show you the manga. So as you saw, I've sorted my manga into a section that is all my volume 1s. That is 32 volume 1s. So ideally, fingers crossed, I think I can do this. I'm gonna attempt to read all of those in February and do a video where I talk about all of them. And it'll probably be vlog format where I just update you as I finish each one and we talk about if I'm gonna continue the series, already own the series, or like what I'm gonna do. So yeah, that would be fantastic to bring my TBR down by 32 volumes. That was also part of why I kind of gave myself permission to go get some manga and spend my Barnes rewards, because I knew that if I read 30 volumes and I can get 2 for every 10, like I wasn't buying enough to like make that not, you know, make sense. Now to call out some of the volume ones I'm probably most excited to read is we have a new release, which is Firefly Wedding. When this came out and I hadn't been able to pre-order yet, I was kind of sad. This follows a noble woman who has a heart condition and is determined to secure a marriage that will benefit her family before she dies. And she's targeted by a mysterious assassin. So very curious about this one. I'm very excited for it. I also have Colette Decides to Die Volume 1. This is one that Shay thinks I'll really like, and it is basically Colette jumps into a well and instead of dying, she finds herself caring for a new patient, which is Hades. And that is 100% right up my alley, so I think I will enjoy that a lot. I also have I Think Our Son Is Gay, which I own the completed series of, and I do think I'm gonna love this. Everyone I know that's read it loved it and has said I will like it. Then we have a sapphic Sheep, Princess in Wolf's Clothing. This is about a princess and her bodyguard romance. I don't need any more than that. That's all I need. And then last but not least, we have Last Quarter by Ai Yazawa. This is the writer of Nana. And Nana has a very like important place in my heart. As someone who read manga in high school, Nana was one of those shoujos that I read a good bit of. I don't know if I ever finished Nana / got current. I own it all now, so that'll be a project at some point. But this is about 2 star-crossed lovers. Yeah, those are probably the ones I'm most pumped to pick up, and I'm excited about all of my volume 1s, but those are the ones that I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love them. So we're gonna hold out hope that does happen. But yeah, that is kind of where we're at. February is a short month, obviously, so I'm a little ambitious here, but I'm also trying to give myself some guide rails to help me just get some of this read. I'm hoping to come a little bit out of the winter doldrums in February also, because like it was just not a great month. January was not a great month in life. Everything's fine. It's just, you know what I mean? You just sometimes have a bad month, and that was what a lot of January was. So February is going to be a rock star. That's the plan. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I would love to know about your goals for the month of February. If you're going to join us for the 24 and 48. And if you have any books you want to prioritize, obviously. You can do all that in the comments. And if you don't want to do any of that in the comments, you can leave me your favorite heart emoji because it's Valentine's Day month. I just love Valentine's Day, 'cause like pinks and all that stuff. It's like one of my favorites. It's a good time. So you can do all that down below. I will have links to everything I talked about, links to Be My Friend anywhere I am on the internet. All right, y'all. Yeah, I'll have all those links down there for you, and I will see y'all in just a few days in my next video. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited for.